Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Bird, Nick, and today we are previewing PCA. The Premium Cigar Association trade show is kicking off, well, today, and earlier I sat down with the Pulpit PCA team of Shawn and Paul, and the three of us sat. We talked a little bit about some of the cigars that have been announced that are going to be at the show, and we give a little preview about what we're looking forward to. We also talk a little bit about New Orleans, and some of the restaurants and things like that we're looking forward to trying, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. So sit back, enjoy this conversation, and get ready to hear about the PCA trade show. And I am joined by the Pulpit PCA team. We have Shawn and Paul. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, Paul?
I'm great.
Good.
So now, listeners, you may recall Paul has been on the show twice before. He was on once solo, and that's when he introduced me to beaver nuggets. And then, which, by the way, Paul, I don't know if you've seen, I saw on the internet where somebody used it as cereal. They put a bowl of beaver nuggets and they poured milk on it and they ate it as cereal.
No way.
And do you think it would be good? I mean, you're saying no, but like,
No, I'm not doing that with myself in the morning.
I mean, I do. I love cereal, and I do like the beaver nuggets, but like, I feel like it could be a weird mix.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Way too much.
Well, I also don't know how it would stand up to milk. Like, is it going to immediately sog up, or is that caramel going to be like a protective shell over it to where it'll like? I don't want it to be like crunchy and dripping.
That's a good point. Maybe you have a couple minutes before it melts down into sog.
Yeah, you got that window, But anyway, and then you were on an episode with Mike Brinker and I, and so people can go back and listen. You've been introduced to the people already.
It's been great both times. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming out today. And then Shawn, longtime listener and first time on the pulpit, I believe.
It is.
It is. But well, now wait a minute. You were at Pulpit Fest.
I did have a question one time.
Okay, but you were at Pulpit Fest. Did you leave before I did the interviews at Pulpit Fest last year?
I wasn't cool enough, so I was.
No, my problem was I did them all on Sunday on the last day, and so I realized
I think we took off that day, but I was there all Saturday and everything. But I did have a question of years ago, quite a while ago. It was a question for a man of size. What's your preferred position?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I recall that question actually. I don't quite recall my answer, but I do. But I'm thinking about my answer now, and I can tell you what I wouldn't do, and that might have been what my answer was then. So but no, yeah,
it is.
Yeah. God. Anyway, so I must have said, and this is the weird thing about this podcast is sometimes it's just a random, off the top of your head, stream of consciousness kind of, thing, to where I must have said at some point that I needed help with PCA, because all of a sudden the two of you just kind of come out and you're just like, if you need help with PCA, I'll help you out. And so it's like, well, here we are.
Yeah, I was a week behind, and I think you said something to the effect I need somebody to hold my camera or something. And
Yes.
I was like, okay, I need to just ask. It's close by. It's New Orleans. I'm Texas. I can do it. Let me ask.
Yeah, and then Shawn, you must have had the same thought because.
It was Trey Mack, and I had readily been available for that week, so it just worked out. So.
Well, and it kind of is beneficial for you guys because obviously this event being closed to retail or consumers, it's like, how are you going to get in? Well, helping out with the pulpit. So
yes,
it's the Super Bowl of cigars, and it's a great opportunity to go. I mean, it's going to be cigar celebrities everywhere. I'm super excited.
It's going to be fun. And then I think the mayor of Flavortown. So you got that going on too. So ask him how he gets those tips. So blonde. But anyway, we're sitting here and I realized we haven't lit up a cigar. So I think we need to do that. So what's everybody smoking?
I got the Aladino Cameroon.
Good call. Look at you with the sponsor.
I was at a cigar event down in Florida 2 weeks ago, I think, and came across Mayflower Dusk. And
okay.
had a couple of these already, and I'm really liking them.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real Nicaragua, the blue band, that I enjoy so much. Okay. So now that I have this on the screen, I'm going to show this. So this is that cellophane I was talking about at the Total Wine, and how, like, for whatever reason, it's got this like tacky, almost sticky kind of. See how it's like. It's this like almost sticky kind of white film to it. And I had what?
Smoke.
No, this is how it came out of the humidor. And so the only thing that has been, somebody messaged me and said that they think that perhaps the humidifier they're using at the Total Wine, that they're not using distilled water. They're using just like straight up water. And so it's got the mineral deposits and all that kind of bullshit to it.
Well, lick it. See what it tastes like.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, so, but I am going to cut the cigar. And the cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated. 2guyscigars.com is the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And that's important. That's one of those things. People that you hear that in a lot of ads. It's like, tell them blah, blah, blah sent you and all that. It's a tracking mechanism, people. It's to tell these people how, their money is actually being spent and used. And so they need to know that the ad is working. So just do me a favor in the little comment box when you place your order, just say Cigar Pulpit or Cigar Pulpit sent me, or I don't care. Just be like, Nick sucks, but he told me to come here. I don't care what you want to say. Just put something that indicates that you heard it here. So just remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time and we go ahead and cut the cigar. Oh, all righty. I don't have the greatest commercial that you've ever heard queued up, because I figure with three of us, we can talk through the lighting process and, not have to kill an
cold draw on that. Are you getting mildy water, or what do you got?
No, but I am getting cracked cap from this fucking thing. God bless it. Anyway. No, it's just that.
So I'm
kind of earthiness. Anyway, earthiness.
I'm getting a little barnyard on the cold draw, but yeah, not a bad barnyard, but just barnyard.
Okay, so like hay, not like poop.
No poop.
No poop. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's good. So,
Nick, you're smoking a AJ Fernandez.
It is an AJ Fernandez blend. You're right.
You want to talk about the situation that just happened that may affect you purchasing more of those?
That's true. I haven't talked about that. Well, I may have talked. I'm pulling the curtain back for the listeners here. I am recording things out of order a little bit because I'm gearing up for PCA. So if I talked about this on Tuesday, then forgive me. But yeah, AJ, he had that big fire down there in Nicaragua. Took out the packaging plant, and from what reports are, there like 1 million cigars were burned up. Which I was talking to somebody and they were like, boy, I bet that fire smelled really good. And I'm thinking, no, I don't think it probably did. Like, I'm thinking that you probably have all those cigars burning, but at the same time you have, construct,
lacquer, paint.
I was gonna say you have all the building materials burning up too, and I'm sure. I mean, pictures I saw, that was some dark, thick smoke. So that was not pleasant smoke to be partaking in. But yeah, no, there's definitely going to be at least a temporary shortage. Although I saw a thing on AJ's social media that they're saying that they're going to have that place up and running again here relatively shortly. I remember thinking that it was a really short period of time between the fire and when he was saying you were going to have it up and going again. So I don't know.
So if you're thinking about a million cigars that they're saying that were in there,
Yeah.
what's the annual imports from? I thought it was like 14 million or something in cigars. I don't know. But
AJ makes a lot of cigars for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you got to realize too. Like, people, it's like, oh, the AJ factory. Well, yeah, but that impacts. We were talking about it beforehand. Foundation, Southern Draw, Espinosa, God no, General Cigars, I think, or Altadis. I mean, like there's so many that are impacted by this that it's. I mean, hell, didn't am I? Maybe I could be completely imagining this. Didn't Rocky have something with AJ at one point?
He might have had a brand or something, but he's mostly Plasencia, and then he has his own factory in Nicaragua. So,
well, yeah, but I didn't know if there. I mean, because you know how it is. You'll see all these fucking cigars where it's like, well, like the H. Upman by AJ, and I mean, hell, this Romeo y Julieta, which is, a blue. It's just a Reserva Real, but it's made by AJ, and so he's got his fingers in a lot of different pies, and so it will
be interesting to find out what secret blends, what blends from undisclosed factories come up short because it was AJ making them.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That's a real good point. Well, I was kind of tracking that on social media that day that fire happened. It's like you could tell who was associated with AJ because all of a sudden they're all posting the same exact, or comments and pictures and videos of the fire and things like that. It's like, okay, this brand just posted the same thing that they did, so they all must be part of the AJ family in a roundabout way, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, nobody wants anybody to have any fires and problems, so we hope that AJ gets back on his feet and gets his cigars going again. And there's a lot of people that have put out of work temporarily. I mean, that's a really good thing. Nobody was hurt,
Yeah.
So anyway, so PCA, as of the time that this episode drops, it's the first day of PCA. It's that Friday the 11th. And, this day, the three of us are going to be getting up, having a big breakfast because we don't want to pay expensive lunch prices at the convention center, and we're gonna do our best to tank up but not be too full to where we can't walk around. And then otherwise it's education day at PCA on Friday. But we also have a hand-rolled documentary, the Julio Aroa hand-rolled documentary, which I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I saw
that should be really good.
The first one is pretty good. Of course, the documentary style, the way they shoot these things are awesome, right? There's no expenses spared as far as for the production value, and it makes it so much more enjoyable to watch when it's just good production.
Have you guys seen all of them? Because I'll admit, I'm behind. So there's Hand Rolled, which was the first one. Then there was the one they did about the Newman family, and I'll admit I haven't seen that one yet. I need to, between now and PCA, I need to watch that. And then there was the first part of a one about Pete Johnson, and that one just slipped out, and I completely missed that one coming out. But apparently, I guess they did one about Pete Johnson, and they had so much that they basically said, okay, this is going to be part one. We're going to have to circle back and do a part two. But then in the meantime, then they slid in and did this one about Julio Aroa. So
where is it that they're posting these videos?
I don't know. I think the Newman one was on YouTube. Here, Let's just for shiggles.
Are we checking the YouTubes?
I am
At one point,
checking
it was
the
supposed to be on
YouTubes.
Netflix.
Well, the first one, I feel like I bought the first one on Apple TV. Because at the time, I think that was the only way to get it. So okay, so there's Hand Rolled, the full movie. That is on YouTube, so you can watch the full movie there. Then I'm on their YouTube channel. Boy, they got all kinds of little minute something or other videos. 6 minutes. Why are we making this? But they do not have. Okay, so the JC Newman one is also available on their YouTube. That one is 53 minutes. And then oh. Yeah, so they have those two. The Pete Johnson one, maybe they haven't put that one out. Maybe I was told about it, but maybe they haven't put it out. I don't know. Never mind. Well, at least the JC Newman and the original Hand Rolled are both available on YouTube right now.
And we're going to be watching.
Very well done.
Yeah,
we're going to be watching the Julio Aroa one, right?
Yeah, that one will be cool because that's the thing. Julio, he's responsible for so much in the industry that people don't even realize. Like, we wouldn't have the Fuentes in the cigar industry right now if it weren't for Julio. And just there's so much that traces back to him that people just don't even realize. So this will be a lot of fun to see that hopefully get fleshed out properly in the documentary. So, but that's Friday. And
well, back up just a little bit. What were the educational sessions? Do you know offhand?
Sorry. You're the one with the app with the schedule there.
I was too busy looking at the YouTubes.
Oh, so my gosh.
Next generation of makers featuring Klaus Kellner, Raquel Quesada, and Jose Plasencia. That's hour-long class.
Also looks like we got Lisette Perez Carrillo in there as well. Looks like it. I don't know. Anyway, yes. Yeah. So we got the next generation of cigar makers. And otherwise it says education sessions in Hall F noon to 5. And then it breaks down Hand Rolled from 1 to 2, and then the next generation from 2:10 to 3:10. And there's the annual meeting from 3:20 to 3:50. And then a fireside chat with Dave Savona of Cigar Aficionado and Guy Fieri from 4 to 5. But I can't imagine those are because what's from noon to 1? So maybe there's other education sessions aside from those 4 things, but they're not breaking down what those education sessions are. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. It might be something like, finding the best POS system for your store or something like that. I don't know if it's anything we necessarily care about, but we'll see. We will see. But in terms of the show, that kicks off Saturday and runs Saturday, Sunday, and then for a good portion of Monday. And I was going over the schedule with you guys earlier. We're going to be all sorts of busy going around and checking out different booths. And so it'll be different than TPE. TPE is a very low key affair. Like, you get there. I mean, with that, I spend that first day mostly just kind of getting the lay of the land and saying hi to everybody. Second day, that's when I go around, get a whole bunch of audio. Third day, I clean up, get the audio I missed from the first 2 days, and otherwise just kind of say bye to everybody. This one, though, it's like, man, I got companies reaching out, scheduling shit, and everything else. It's like, this is hardcore. So, first of all, I appreciate the help, with everything from you guys. But second of all, we're going to be working. But one thing I wanted to do is lots and lots of press releases go out prior to the trade show announcing all the new stuff. And so each of us went over all those press releases, and I want to go around the horn and talk about what are we looking forward to? What has caught our eye? What are we interested in seeing? What are we interested in hopefully trying? I would hope that if they're, going to be promoting, maybe there's a few samples, to be had. And, not that I'm dry begging or anything, but nonetheless, I that's against the rules. We don't want to violate the rules, but
No rules.
no. But anyway, I'm just kind of curious. What are you guys interested in? So whoever wants to go first can go first.
Well, I'll
Good,
go
huh?
with the first one that I saw that just blew my mind was Asylum's coming out with a split personality, and it's banana flavored.
I saw that. That is not on my list. So I'm glad I almost put it on my list. I'm glad that you did because so they had those other flavored ones that came out. Oh gosh, that'd probably be a couple years ago now. And now I've heard things about it, things I'm not going to say because I don't know if it's accurate or not. So I might tell you off air. But in terms of on air, I'm gonna keep my powder dry there. But they put out two flavored cigars before, and yeah, I guess this is a third one. But banana flavored.
Yeah, I was listening to Cigar Authority, and they had that Ozinger guy on there, and he talked about how they mix certain types of honey with the pectin on the band, and so it just gives it a hint of flavor. And that would be an interesting way if they did it this way. But that made me think of that controversial Steve Saka cigar, where they couldn't say it was a sweetened cap, and he said it wasn't a sweetened cap. But what if he
Uh-huh.
put a little
Just
bit of
well-aged
honey?
tobacco.
Yeah, well, aged tobacco. Yeah, I'll be curious to try it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I probably would try it once. Although I will say, if the minute I try that thing, it tastes like artificial banana, I'm not going to want anything to do with it because artificial banana, like banana Laffy Taffies, or something like that, that is like the worst, one of the worst flavors in my opinion. I hate artificial grape. I hate artificial banana. It's just it's ugh. So yeah, I'm
So
hoping it
you're not
doesn't.
a banana Laffy Taffy person?
I am not. I love banana, like actual fresh bananas,
Yeah.
but no. Although I did hear something weird. I did hear, and this might be just one of those old wives or like internet rumor things or whatever, but that banana flavoring, like in a banana
Hmm.
cough or candy or something like that, that's what bananas used to taste like, but we've artificially bred them to the point that to where they're larger and all this kind of shit. And like the actual bananas now don't taste like what they used to taste like. I think that's bullshit, but it's fascinating to think that maybe that's the case.
They better hope that
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy doesn't go after this banana flavoring, the additives in there.
I did see. Was it wasn't the Carolinas or something like that? They banned a whole bunch of color additives in foods, not just the red dye number 5, but like a whole bunch of different, like blue number whatever and green. Like they had like 6 or 7 of them that they've apparently banned. So, you know, we're getting closer to those kind of muted color M&Ms like they have up in Canada. I mean,
Beet colored
yeah, exactly. It's like beet colored.
organic carrot juice.
Luke
I
sent
just
or
hope they
Kate.
don't touch my Cheetos. Keep
Oh,
my.
they're they're coming after the Cheetos. That
I know.
dude, that orange shit on your fingers is so not natural.
Del- but it's so delicious.
um
So,
okay, so Paul's into the banana cigar from Asylum. Shawn, what's something you're looking
I,
forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to a guy I used to know from down in Milwaukee. Tyler Jeffries. He's working with Roma Craft, and he came out with a. He's been spending a lot of time down in Nicaragua and everything. Work with Mike Rosales and the other guy.
Skip.
From Skip Martin.
Yeah.
And he came out, well, it must have been a year or two ago with Miso Horny um, cigar. I mean, I mean, I like Roma Craft, and this cigar was really good. And he's coming out with his second limited edition, one and done type cigar. But it was a little hard to find, but he's getting a lot of good press across the board on other outlets, and even saying that they're looking forward to this. And I guess that'd be nice to see him again and give his cigar a try.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so Paul's looking forward to the banana split and you're me so horny.
Hey man, I just gave
Hmm.
you one. I just gave you one. I got more. It
I'm just
starts with A. It's
I
alphabetic.
I get it. I get it. I'm just giving shit. So my first one's actually kind of boring in comparison because you guys are talking about new stuff. The first thing that I saw that kind of caught my eye was that Placencia is releasing 5-pack options of the Alma Fuerte and the Alma del Campo. And the thing about that is price point on them, it looks like you save maybe a little bit doing the 5-pack versus like buying them individual. At least, maybe that's based off the prices around here. But I like that option because it's one of those things where I like those cigars and maybe I want to buy more than just a single, but let's be real, I can't afford a box, but a 5-pack, that's a reasonable purchase. Um,
It's going to be 75, $80, right?
it's between the Alma del Campo, I think ran somewhere in the 80 to 85 range, and the Alma
Okay.
Forte was right around 100, a little over
Okay.
100.
All right. I didn't know how much of a
But
discount they were going to give, but
yeah,
the thing with those 5 packs, I mean, you're seeing more and more people doing it. Perdomo started off with their 5 packs. United
United,
is doing it.
they're doing them. Yeah.
Yep. And what it comes down to, yeah, I mean, I find myself, if I'm in a shop, getting a box or picking up, it's like that's a really nice add-on. I mean,
Oh, totally.
Perdomo is a little bit cheaper along with the United, which is it's not going to break the bank, but it's like, oh, I like these two, but I haven't tried these other ones, so it
Well,
gives you the option. So
and what I like about the Perdomo one is that's like a sampler. I mean, you're picking your type of wrapper,
yep.
and you're getting one of the lot 23, one of the 10th anniversary, one of the 20th anniversary, one of the bourbon barrel aged, and that kind of thing. And so you're getting like a little sampler of the line. United, I think it's more. I'm pretty sure with United you're getting the core line, be it natural or Maduro. But then I think they're tucking a firecracker into the pack as
Oh,
well. I think that's the case. Which if that I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And if that's the case, then hell, then you get to try that too. So I don't think that sampler or these 5 packs offer some level of sampler option, and I think that's a good thing. You know,
yeah.
so
It's good for the consumer and good for the store too.
right. And
Yeah.
also, like, when I'm taking a road trip, maybe I don't want to have to worry about packing my travel humidor and figuring out what I've got and everything. It's easy for me to pop into, like, you know, there's a place here called Captain Z's. It's like a little liquor store that has a really nice humidor. I pop in there and I buy a fresh pack, get 4 cigars and I'll admit their prices are really cheap because he what he does is he buys big at these trade shows and gets the discount from the manufacturers because he's buying such large numbers. And then that's the only time he buys is at the trade shows. And
Oh,
so he's passing on that discount that he's getting because he's making it up on the liquor side. So it works out really well. So I can get a Perdomo fresh pack, $26. You
that's a great
know,
price.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's my first one is the Placencia 5-pack option. I think that's a good one. So Paul,
Yeah, I'll hit you with another one.
okay,
Blanco Cigars, the owner's Dave Blanco. If anybody's been in cigars for a while in the YouTube media, Cigar Obsession was one of the biggest YouTube channels. They got pulled off, now they're back, but they introduced the world basically to Dave Blanco through the social media, and I'm going to introduce you this time around to him, and we'll make sure to smoke his cigars. But he's partnered with this humidor company called the Duyos Humidors,
okay,
and their claim to fame is they're featuring humidors crafted with Cuban wood in Cuba. So we're going to have to talk to him and find out how he's able to import Cuban goods and and what kind of legal loopholes exploiting, because that sounds like an awesome thing, just to be able to support those people, give them some money, have something really Cuban at your house.
Yeah.
And you can even customize them too, which is great.
Interesting. I would be very curious as to how that's happening. Like, is he, I mean, how does that work? Like, is it one of those things where like import from Cuba, take it to the Dominican? They maybe like
Put the
attach.
screws in it, and then
I was gonna say attach the lid to the box, and because they did that, they finalized the assembly in the Dominican, and now it's a product of the Dominican or something like that. Like, how does that work? You know,
Looking at
but
the press release, they use the word reclaimed wood. And I don't know if that means, like, they take it from a house in Cuba and make it into a humidor, or this tree was in Cuba and then they put it in Nicaragua to get its citizenship and they put it back to Cuba and now it's a Nicaraguan tree. I don't know.
well, you don't want it to be Nicaraguan because it's going to have that big 18% tariff on it along with everything else. So, yeah, at least if it's Dominican, it's only 10%. But, yeah, no, interesting. Yeah, that would be a good. I'd be curious to know more about that. That sounds like it could be interesting. So, Sean,
yeah, my next one I that I'm looking forward to trying and checking out is Perdomo's Legacy. This was Nick Jr.'s cigar that he's coming out, and he's did a lot of work with it. From what I hear, I actually talked to him a couple weeks ago, and you know, he was excited about it, and with I guess it's going to be like one of the stronger Perdomos. I mean, they're all pretty, spicy, I guess,
I was going to say Perdomo is not a weak brand just in general.
No.
I mean, I've said that for a long time that they're Connecticut's. They have a lot of strength and oomph to them. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
construction's always excellent,
yep,
on those. So that's, going back to the fresh packs, I guess, can't go
yeah.
wrong with getting one. So,
No, that's actually the next one on my list too, was the Perdomo
oh,
Legacy. So that's
okay.
fine. I figured there'd be some carryover,
Okay.
so I can jump to the next one then. So,
Yeah.
my next one is one, the rebranding and re-overhaul of the Villiger La Capitana. Capitana. It's the Spanish term for female captain. And
No shit, really?
yeah, I know, right? Who
I
knew?
can't believe it.
I mean, well, but blend wise, now they're using an Ecuadorian Connecticut seed wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua, made in their factory in Esteli. And, when I had Renee on the show, he basically said like, it's a slightly stronger, mild cigar, but he's like, it's one that you can smoke at any time, day or night. It's going to be good. And so, and price point wise at the time, was right around $10. So I mean, like, I think it'll be a good one to give a shot to.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
yeah. Wow.
All right, I'll go next. Shout out to Aladino coming out with the 85th Anniversario Reserva.
Hell yeah.
And that one features a Piñarreño seed blend. Piñarreño. So I've never heard of that before. I'm eager to try that.
Yeah.
And for an anniversary cigar, it's pretty affordable. Robustos are 17, Toros 20. What I notice about that cigar is the box is super cool. It's a kind of like a cartoony yellow branding, and they got this 1961 Buick truck on there. Super cool looking.
Which is Julio's vehicle. Like he's got that. Like that's like
Still has it.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's in that color and everything. So that's from what I was talking to him with Trey Mac about. He's like, they originally were coming up with packaging, and it was going to be like this. It's like all the other birthday thing, very elaborate, very ornate. This and that and whatever. And they showed it to Julio, and Julio's like, I don't want to do that. And so then they're like, let's just do the man. Like what does he dig? And he loves his car. So it's like, all right, we're gonna do this. They made it like that, and so yeah, I agree. I think that's gonna be one of the highlight cigars of the show.
It's coming in at a mild to medium body, which is right up my alley. I don't want anything too strong, so I can just smoke more cigars. So excited to try that one. Huge Aladino fan.
Very cool. Very cool. Shawn?
I guess, yeah, my next one, if it's on your list again, Nick Melillo's 10th anniversary cigar.
It is,
I'm
but I
really
can skip it. That's fine.
okay. Sorry.
No,
Anyways,
I don't care.
yeah, I like all his cigars. Um, but it'll be interesting to taste the blend and everything. I saw some notes in that on it, so I think it'll be up my aisle, but not. It'll be more of a celebration cigar because what was it, 30 or $35 each?
$35 MSRP
Yeah.
right now. 7x58 Salomon.
So I like that size too.
Okay.
The old cartoon,
Yeah.
but it has a different feel because of the tapered end. So but yeah, but you got to think too. You look at the Davidoffs, was it Rocky came out with 60? I mean, they're all a little bit more pricier, especially if it's a limited edition,
Which is
cigar.
Which is why, going back to Paul's last one, I respect the fact that Aladino is putting out Julio's 85th birthday cigar, and it's coming in at 17 and 20. I think that's that's a nice. And then going back to your last one, the Perdomo Legacy, that one, last I heard was somewhere in the $15 range, and I mean that.
Yeah.
And that's technically, if we want to break it down, that's Nick Perdomo's 60th birthday cigar. So I mean. That's the thing. I mean, some companies are doing the anniversaries and they're keeping it affordable. Some of them are going a little higher, and I think the anniversary ones you can kind of get away with that to some degree. I mean, it's a special one. I get that. So I'm not criticizing Nick Melillo for the 35, but yeah, I don't know. It's one to try. I agree. That's assuming they didn't all burn up in the
Oh no, yeah.
AJ fire.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. So just to be just to do another one. My other one is my next one is also from Villiger. It's that 1888 Grand Reserva. Renee smoked that thing on the show with me. But it was a week ago. It was last Friday's show. And son of a bitch, that thing it looked really, really good. You've got
Did we not get one in the care package?
What?
I opened up my humidor today and I see it in there.
I haven't opened my Cigar Authority care package for April yet.
Alert.
Oh my gosh,
Spoiler
is there sitting one? Well, wow. Yeah, no.
Sean's gone. He's off.
No, I found it.
Did you? Is it in there?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yes,
1888 Grand. Wow. All right then. Well, that's
I was surprised to see
it. Barely fits in the bag. I hope I don't
I'll tell you
crack
what. It's Mexican San Andreas wrapper over Ecuadorian Habano binder and fillers from Nicaragua. The tobaccos were aged for at least 2 years in the bales before the cigars were rolled. Then they were rolled and then aged for an additional year after being rolled. And that's what kind of gave it that Grand Reserva categorization. But yeah, no, I'm excited to give that one a try.
Well, the bad thing is, it's like looking at the other 1888s.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't really stand out as a Grand Reserva, just besides the size, I guess. But sorry, not. But anyways, there's no extra band or anything on it. So
does it not say Grand Reserva on it anywhere?
I'm looking. Sorry, great radio here. Villiger. No, this is a Nicaragua Churchill.
I was gonna say that's not it. That's just a regular
Paul.
1888 Nicaragua. Okay, yeah, no, the Grand Reserva. They're unveiling that at PCA. That one's gonna have a red band. It's gonna have a foot band that says Grand Reserva on it, and it's a box pressed. Which I'm wondering, Shawn. I'm wondering if it's got anything to do with that box pressed 1888 that we smoked at Pulpit Fest last year. I don't know. I don't know for certain, but I do find it interesting that it's a soft box press.
Because what did he say that box press was? just a special cigar.
It was an 1888 Nicaragua, but I don't. But
okay.
but it was a box press version that was being used for something. But I don't think the wrapper. I don't think it was a Mexican San Andreas wrapper on that. But anyway, neither here nor there. So
well, with that brand, anyways. I mean, I got introduced to Villiger. I never really gravitated through to or anything. And after that weekend, it's like, okay, these are good. I ended up getting a box, so, and I bought a shit ton when I was down there too. So they had a nice variety. So it's a well-constructed, good tasting cigar. And I think that's the one, was it the round that we did the long ash contest with?
It was that Churchill. Churchill that we did the long ash contest.
Really
it did.
Good,
so. It hung on for quite some time.
Yeah.
Not long enough for you, but
Well, that damn wind, 90 degrees, using my ass crack for a rain gutter, in the wind.
90 degrees, more like 900 degrees. What the fuck? It was hotter than shit that day.
See if you can invest in a tent.
Oh God. I don't know what we're gonna invest in this year, but we're gonna have to figure something out if it's gonna be that hot again. Anyway, so Paul, what's the next one up you've got?
All right. We were talking about who do we think is going to be the surprise guest during the comedy bit by United Cigars on Sunday. We were looking at Bill Burr's schedule. We were looking at comedians in the area, and it's not going to be Guy Fieri. So looking at my list of upcoming cigar releases, I got one for you.
Okay.
What if it's Conor McGregor? He's got a cigar being released at this PCA.
Really? I was unaware of that.
Notorious Cigars called, I guess maybe it's just called Notorious Cigars. But it's the first release of a 6x50 Toro Ecuadorian Habano wrapper made by MJ Frias in the Dominican Republic. Pricing $140 of 10. So this is going to be another celebrity in the cigar business. And I'm surprised he didn't cross-brand it with his, he does Scotch, right?
Got me. I don't know.
I think he's got Proper or something.
Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't cross-brand it with that, but I wonder if he'll be at the show pushing this new cigar.
If he's smart, he will be. Because here's the thing. Celebrity cigars, man, the celebrity's got to be all in on it. And that's one thing I will give Guy Fieri is that he has been all in on his cigars with Espinosa. And, he does shop events. He's been at PCA, I believe, every year since that cigar debuted. Hell, one year he was. There was talk that he was going to be at TP, but I don't know if he actually made it or not. But yeah, I mean, he's actually, put some juice behind it, and I respect that because most of the time with these celebrities, they lend their name, they lend their face and their likeness, and then they just kind of like expect the checks to roll in, and it just doesn't work that way. So,
well, you have, the other, speaking of celebrities, they're always hit or miss, but with Guy Fieri and Espinosa cigar, it's a good cigar, and they're doing the line extensions and everything else, that's really good. The other one that I liked was Blackened. I mean, I don't know if he's really doing a lot of promotion with it, but it's a good cigar,
Shit is straight amplification.
Oh yeah, I can't stand that commercial.
Me neither. All right,
the worst.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry, Dave. That is easily the most annoying commercial I've ever heard in my life.
Unrehearsed. He struggles through it the entire time.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But I will say the Blackened, I'm not a big fan of the M81. I thought that was pretty one note, just kind of, it was just power strength. That Shade to Black S84 or whatever, that thing's fucking good. That is a good cigar. I like that cigar. So they did well with that.
So I think those are the two most recent ones, and I think Karl Malone still has.
I was
his cigars
just about to say the Karl Malone is a sleeper, man. That one, it's still out there. It's still there, and I feel like the Karl Malone's a good cigar. It's just not. It just doesn't have long legs, but it's out there. You can find it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
So my next one is the JFR 20th anniversary cigar. They're using a Mexican San Andreas wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan filler. It's going to be box pressed with a little pigtail cap and covered foot. God damn it, I hate covered foot on cigar. They're shirt burners, man. It's just yeah, exactly the whole fucking time. But they're coming out with 4 sizes. They've got a 7x70 for $12.50, a Toro, which is a 6.5x52 for $9.50. They're calling it a Titan, a 6x60 for $11, and a I don't even know. They don't even have a size or a name for this one. It's just a 4 3/4 by 70, so it's a little short nubby thing for $10.75. But there you go. There's an anniversary cigar where the highest priced one is $12.50. So I love the JFR cigars. They're stripped down basic kind of things, but man, they're always so good, and the price point is always nice. And I smoke, there's only like 1 or 2 shops around me that carry them, and I don't know why every shop doesn't, but whenever I see them, I always pick some up. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Paul?
I mean, it's a great price point too,
Well, yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. You're getting really, really good Aganorsa tobacco for, very inexpensive prices. So I'm happy with it.
I think with the tariffs, the economy, everything going on, the stock market melting.
Yep.
These under $10 good value cigars is where it's going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
And so for my next cigar, and this is kind of my guilty pleasure, and Nick, we smoked it together when we did the show, and I say guilty pleasure because it's protected, right? So if you stack enough coupons together from JR or CI or whatever, you will get a great price on this. And it's Crown Heads Juarez cigars.
Okay.
And they're coming out with the bulldozer. It's 5.5 by 58 with a pigtail. Mexican San Andreas wrappers, which to me is my favorite. And these come in at $9.95 per cigar, limited edition boxes of 12. But just anything under $10, unfortunately not price protected, you can get for like $4 on sale or something. So a great everyday cigar that doesn't kill you in the bank.
No, for sure. It's funny that you mentioned that that's also Mexican San Andreas, because I'm going through my list and I'm just kind of thinking back to what I've named off, and then you named that off and whatever. Boy, Mexican San Andreas seems to be like the hot thing this year.
Yeah. And we see it on McAuliffe, right? Isn't the purple?
That's also on my list. I don't have any notes about it, but Shawn,
it's a good cigar.
I would say you had it at that event in Florida, right?
Yeah, and I had one the other day. I liked it. Black is still my favorite. And then this, I mean, it's a little bit milder than the black, but good flavor, good cigar.
Okay, so right now you have the black, the red, and the blue that are out. What are your rankings on those?
A black, red, blue, and then I haven't decided. I only had one of the.
I was going to say,
purple.
Where does the purple
rank
in
would
there?
probably right. I don't know. I would have to smoke the red side by side with it. So I still like the black.
And just confirming here,
number 2.
Purple is Mexican San Andreas Sumatra wrapper.
Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting. Well,
and as Ed Sullivan says, it doesn't have the yuck in it. So.
Well, and you know what's funny? Sumatra, I felt like, was the big thing. Was it last year's PCA or the year before? One or the other. It seems like every year there's one tobacco type that when you look at all of the new stuff coming out, it's like, man, everybody's hitting this one hard, And I felt like one year very recently it was Sumatra, and then now this year, I don't know, Mexican San Andreas seems to be standing out.
I guess it depends on what you're blending it with, the cost per pound, and everything else. They'll make it work if it sells.
Oh, so. For sure.
Yeah, but the Juarez is a great. I'm looking forward to that bulldozer also. So on that, but yeah, for my pick, I'm a I don't know, Supreme Leaf. Terrence probably talked about it the other day. it's just a different size. And then when I was at this other show down in Florida, he had some that were European release. So I picked up a different a box of those also. So I like Supreme Leaf, you know, and
What was different about it?
it was just a different size.
I'm just always curious when I hear like European release, like
Yeah.
are they slipping
Yeah.
the Cuban tobacco into that somehow or another?
I I kind of doubt it.
Well,
I
you
haven't
say
I
that.
haven't tried it yet.
Okay,
So,
you say that, but I,
and
I
Terrence
like
Terrence mentioned it the other day when you talked to him. So, we'll roll back.
well,
You're going to be talking to him on Tuesday, right?
no.
Oh, I thought you were talking. Okay, sorry, I got my show screwed up.
Yeah, no. I'm talking
Oh,
to Terrence at PCA, but I
oh,
don't have
okay.
I don't have
Sean's
anything
cheating
scheduled.
on you with another podcast. Is that's what he's saying?
Son of
No,
a
I wasn't. I
bitch.
thought we were talking
You
before.
son of a bitch. No,
No, I thought we were in the future looking backwards.
He's
I thought
getting
you
his
were.
girlfriends
I get it.
confused.
I
I've been there, bro. You gotta have notes.
You got to be
Oh, he's dated
meticulous
a
with
girl
this
named
shit.
Mary. That way you never
Yeah.
screw up. Yeah.
um. Yeah. No. We can ask Terrence at the
Yeah.
trade show, but no, I only
He
know
ain't
that
gonna
because
say.
there is another brand that I won't name, but I've told this story before on the show that there's a shop in St. Louis that they got a box of cigars from this company, and they noticed the box was dramatically different and super different packaging, and they were like, wow, this packaging is way different. It's nicer, blah, 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 and all that. So they reached out to the company and they're like, we really like the new packaging. And they said, what new packaging? And they said, well, this is what it looks like. And they're like, you need to box that up and ship it back to us immediately. Do not open it. Don't do anything. Just ship it back to us immediately. We'll credit you for the shipping and we'll send you another box. And they did, and they got the box, and it was the regular, standard packaging. But um, the thought process there was that perhaps maybe that cigar was not allowed to be sold in the United States due to various ingredients that were in it, and something accidentally got shipped within the states. So who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that's why I was just wondering. But my last one that I have on my list, you guys, if you have more, we can bounce back and forth, but I just have the one more. I've already spoken on the show. It's been out for a hot minute already. But it's kind of making its like a debut for everybody to give it a try is that United Gold Star. If you haven't smoked the Gold Star from United, the new, core line version of it, I love that cigar. Oliver was kind enough to send me a 5-pack, so that I had some to try. And I think I'm down to one. I mean, and I've been smoking slowly through it because I don't want to, burn through them so fast, but holy shit, that thing is just really, really good.
It was part of the Blind Taste Cigar Authority package in Group 21A, which I'm a part of.
Really?
So I got to smoke that blind, and they just released, I think today, that it was the Gold Star.
Okay.
I actually gave it a 95, which is a
Wow.
huge score for me.
It's a great cigar, isn't it?
Tasting it blind like that, and you know how it is tasting it blind. You're very, it's just a different way to taste a cigar, right? You don't see the band on it. You don't know anything behind it. And
Yeah.
for me to give it a 95, it was legit. It's a good middle of the road cigar. It hits with all the flavors.
And it
It's the
builds
real
up in
thing.
intensity. Like, did you notice that? Like in the beginning, it's not as strong in the beginning as it gets near the end. Like it definitely builds up.
Yeah, I almost felt it hit like a Ligero leaf halfway through, right? I felt different combustion and different flavor, and I felt that strength increase. So yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. But I've just been absolutely in love with that cigar. And so I'm looking forward to that getting a little bit more mass availability because it's super, super good.
So kind of staying on the United front here,
Okay.
the Bandolero, they had like these gift sets. They had the Alfonso like 5 Alfonsos in tubes, and then they had like a small ashtray with it. And then at the expo, they had the big ass ashtrays. So it was that, but smaller. They just
Yeah.
came out with the Bandolero one, and
Okay.
I love me my Bandoleros. So that'll be interesting to see how that ends up looking um, and how it
You know,
sells. It has a decent price point too. I think it was like 110 or something. So it wasn't like Alfonso, crazy expensive,
I was
but
just about to say the Bandolero is kind of that like I don't want to say overlooked, but everybody talks about the Atabey and the Byrons, but man, the Bandolero for the price point is, in my opinion, if price is your issue, go with that. I mean, it's a fantastic cigar. It's maybe not quite at the same level as the Byron and Atabey, but it's just ever so slightly down below it. But the price makes up for that,
yeah.
And it's just such a wonderful cigar. So yeah, no, I think people overlook the Bandolero probably too much.
Yeah. I mean, I think because the popularity of the Atabey and everything else, it gets a little overlooked, and it's good value. I hate to, yeah, for what is that, $12 cigar,
Yeah, I
and
don't want to. It's not like it's like a budget bundle or anything like that.
no,
I mean,
no.
it's a, it's
It's
not a
almost in that sweet spot of that, that ten
exactly.
dollar mark. It's like, oh, $2. I really like that. That's going to be worth it to me to sit down
Yeah,
and really enjoy.
for sure, for sure. So, well, what else have you guys got? Because, like I said, I'm out of cigars, for my list now. So we're just bouncing back between you guys.
I'll
So,
give an honorable mention to El Septimo. It's going to be featuring a $25 million Fabergé egg cigar humidor. And I heard from other shows that there's not much security around those, so I will be
Ooh.
maybe checking some luggage on the way home.
I'll tell you what. If anybody is going to be swift enough on their feet to get in there, grab that thing, hold it like a football, and just take off for the door, of the three of us, it's going to be you. So it's all on you. It's all on you, Paul. The only thing I ask is a small percentage for getting you in on the pulpit team, so that you had the access. Otherwise,
This is why I'm here, man. I'm
I
just casing the joint.
Grand Theft Humidor. I love it. No, I did see a picture of it. I mean, it's you know, sometimes all you can do is just shake your head and laugh and just be like, okay, go for
Yeah.
it.
It reminds me of that banana on the wall that sold for millions of dollars. Like, whatever.
Mm-hmm,
Got the
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
money. They're saying that it's not for sale, that it's a non-sale accessory or something. I don't.
Bullshit. Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. Somebody walks up to the El Septimo booth and says, I'll give you $25 million for it. It's sold. It's done.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know who's going to do that. I can't think of anybody that's going to be going to this show that maybe can do that. But
Conor McGregor.
oh, that's true. I don't know why he would want to, but whatever, Oh, fuck.
No.
Anyway, any other cigars that we need to touch on?
I love packaging, when it comes to how things come out. And I just saw that on one of the releases, Mayflower, I'm sorry, came out with a captain's map scroll type thing, and it's packed with a variety of their cigars. So I think that might be, I don't know. When it comes to junk, cigar swag and everything,
I've got
my
way too
wife
much of it.
my wife just cleaned out I have an area in my garage where I work and then my cigar lounge. And she goes, do you realize you have, over 100 lighters? I'm like, yeah, probably, and long way cutters and everything. But, I'm a hoarder. I'm, not an episode away or, to be on the show or anything, but I just like the little novelty
Well,
thing. So,
I get it, man. I cleaned out my car the other day, and I'm not joking. I found 7 lighters
mhm.
in the little front dish underneath my at the front in front of my gear shift, and then in the center console, I found 7 lighters. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
why am I always losing lighters? Oh, I'm not losing them. I'm just leaving them in the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I get it completely. Um, no, I'll be curious to see some of the accessories too. I mean, granted, accessories, the price on that's going to skyrocket with the Chinese tariff and everything that is going on. But it'll be curious. I always like seeing the lighters and the cutters and seeing what kind of cool accessory stuff's coming out. I did see at TPE, I got one there. It's a humidor, but it's like styrofoam, like a really hard styrofoam, and I think Cigar
Hard
Bros
styrofoam what?
humidor,
Okay. Like
and
something they ship your meds in?
it's like a little. I have it inside. I'm not going to get up and go get it now, but
Yeah.
it's like a styrofoam box, and you just throw a Bovida pack in there, and dude, it works great. I mean, I won one at a booth, and I put 20 cigars in it, and the damn thing, it works really, really well. And it's a hard shell, styrofoam kind of deal. And like I said, I think Cigar Bros puts it out, and it works really nice. And
Nice.
but it'd be a good thing, like if you're going, hunting or camping or fishing or something like that, and you don't want to take like, I mean, you don't want to take like a plastic, deal. You can take this, and I mean, I don't
Does
know.
it latch? Does it latch?
No, it's just got one.
Oh.
It's got a lid that kind of snug fits on, and but it like I said, it's real snug, and it works really well. When we're done recording, I'll get it and show it to you.
Yeah.
But it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I would anticipate, that kind of stuff, little things like that. I like seeing different stuff, so I would anticipate there's going to be that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, New Orleans, food is a big deal. And so, are there any restaurants that you guys are like
Now,
particularly?
are you vegan now? That you're, of your illness and everything?
Not vegan. No.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
I have significantly. I mean, I did just have a sandwich for dinner tonight, but I have significantly cut back on the breads, the carbs, and that kind of stuff, and significantly increased my fruits and veggies consumption, which is keeping me nice and regular. But otherwise, I'm
Nick, well. It's lucky for you. You just got sick. You lost 30 pounds, right?
I did.
And
just
a lot
in
of
time.
people before a trip will lose weight so they can eat whatever they want. And you are ready to go, bro. We will get that weight back on you. I promise you.
I don't want the weight back on me. I want to continue to lose the weight.
Bread.
I'm using this as a nice springboard. It's like, every time I get sick and lose weight, it's always like, oh, okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to, and then I put it right back on. Not this time, man. Not this time. I'm going to use it.
That's why Robert Kennedy invented Ozempic. It's easy.
Wait, he did? He didn't.
Yeah, Al Gore did the internet. Kennedy did Ozempic.
Okay. Boy, I don't know. Not picking on anybody who uses like any of these shots and things like that. Because, look, it's your life, your body, you do what you want. But I just don't know if I want to be doing that.
The funny thing is, everybody was anti-vaccine. There wasn't enough time to test it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but now
you put a weight loss vaccine in there. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. Just test that shit out on me.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be sprouting a third arm, or their testicles are going to be falling off and things like that. But by God, they're looking skinny while they're doing it. And that's what matters, right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, no. So food wise, New Orleans, one of the main places everybody talks about. I've been there. The one time I was down there, I did do it. It was the fancy, got to wear men have to wear the jacket, blah, blah. Mother's Restaurant. And from what I'm told, I didn't have this when I was there because I did the fancy meal and all this kind of shit. But I was told that their po' boys are amazing and that they have great bread pudding. And I will say, I do love bread pudding. I am like a fiend for bread pudding. So that it may or may not happen depending upon how much willpower I have. But bread pudding does sound fucking good.
That seems like an easy thing for them to sell to go, right?
You would think. Just give me a little thing of bread pudding and a spoon. I'd be
Yeah,
fine.
that way we don't have to pack suit jackets or anything like that.
Yeah,
Just
I
go
like it.
by for dessert.
I like it. I don't even know if I have a suit jacket. I don't know if I do.
It's gonna be 80 degrees. You don't need a suit jacket.
Well, in order to sit and eat in the main
I
meal
know.
thing, you got to be fancy, you know?
Fancy.
Yeah, you got to be fancy. But like I said, I don't even know if I own a suit jacket these days because, man, that's the beauty of being your own boss. It's like I go where I want to go and I wear what I want to wear. And if people don't like it, then they don't have to do business with me, you know? So, um, but the other place that, I have a couple of lists here. There's a steakhouse, La Boca, that's right near our hotel. I'm told it's a food experience that'll change your life, but you're gonna pay for it. So, um, like, I don't know how much, but we'll see. We'll see. But that one we do need reservations. So if we decide we want to do that, then we probably need to think about that. But
Yeah, I think
um,
it's going to be a shit show down there as far as restaurants on the weekends with this
mhm.
festival and the PCA. And I think it's just going to be a lot of us walking around trying to see where the crowd's at, where it's not at, what looks good, what doesn't look good.
Well, I'm hoping that maybe some of these manufacturers like extend a nice dinner invite to us, and we can go out and eat on somebody else's dime.
That would
Hint,
be
hint, hint,
amazing.
nudge, nudge to some of
Yeah,
the
to
manufacturers that
everybody
might be
listening.
listening. Trey Mac, get us in on that Aladino dinner, man. Come on, you can do it. We all love Aladino cigars. Slip in the pulpit team.
It's a shame that Dave Garofalo is going to be so busy during this time, right?
I
Because I'd love to
know.
go out and eat with him, get some Chinese food or whatever it is that he does. Just order for me, and I'll eat exactly what you're eating.
You know what's funny? What was I watching not too long ago? Fuck, what was I watching? Was watching something and the dude was wearing, oh, it was one of those Dave Portnoy fucking one bite, everybody know the rules pizza reviews. He's wearing a
Yeah.
fucking Kowloon sweatshirt.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm like looking at this, I'm like, Kowloon. I'm like, oh my God, it's Kowloon. So like there's anyway, whatever. Um, you know what? I ought to reach out to Dave and just see. I know he's gonna be busy as shit with and everybody and their brother's gonna be begging him to go out to a meal. Maybe we can scam a breakfast. Like see if we can pull him in for a breakfast.
Yeah,
You
I think
know?
that'd be great. Any kind of something would be a
Yeah,
good time with him.
yeah. I think that'd be fun. I want to know what he and Ed. I want to know the flyer the gimme. How they each get
Oh,
one.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious just to see how that goes down this year.
Do you think he'll tell us at the show, or do you think he'll wait it, and save it for theirs?
He better not. I mean, I'm not gonna rat him out on my
No.
show, but I want to know. It's like I want to know like what the one is.
With
It's like,
60 new companies being there, right? There could
is it
be small.
really?
Well, I think that's what they were saying is that there's like 60 new people at the show, 60 different
Mm,
businesses or booths or whatever. There
hmm.
could be a lot of, there's been cigar press releases, but these little gimmicks that we talk about, like the styrofoam humidor or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
who knows what's going to be out there?
True. That's very, very true. And man, 60 new boy, not to get completely off topic here as we're talking food and restaurants and everything, but you almost have to wonder 60 new companies coming to PCA, all pre-tariff. And you got to wonder how many of those companies are going to be back next year, after prices come into play and everything else. And, I don't know. It'll be interesting to sit and watch. Not that I'm wishing anybody, to go out of business, but man, that just feels like a lot of new companies.
Yeah, especially since a lot of these little gimmick products are made in China, right?
Yep.
That's going
Yep.
to be one of the biggest hit tariffs. We talk about tariffs now, but who knows? A week from now, they could be pulled back. It's just
Yeah, that's valid.
on and off.
By the time this episode airs, it could be off. I mean, we could be talking about something that's not even relevant. You know, um, but I kind of doubt it. I think we're in for a little bit of it at least. But anyway, so what restaurants are? I mean, did you guys look at restaurants? I feel like we talked about that, but
Go
Which
ahead,
yeah.
Paul.
restaurant? Okay, well, I looked at some restaurants, and I'm just a huge fan of trying to discover something that's been undiscovered yet, right? And
Okay.
having a little adventure. If we see something that's kind of smaller, less known, off the beaten path, less tourists, mom and pop place, especially like you're talking about bread places, right? Beignet
Yeah.
places,
Oh,
regional
dude,
foods,
I
food
will.
trucks.
The bread down there is out of this world. That's one thing I'll say, and it's going to be real hard for a guy who literally just said, "I'm cutting back on the breads and carbs and blah blah blah." It's like, of course, now I'm going to the town that I love their bread. But yeah, yeah.
And I like what Sean said about that. What's the marketplace with the muffalata sandwiches or whatever?
Oh, the
Oh,
Central Market and the
yeah,
French Market. Yeah.
I like that kind of. Maybe we don't want a sit down place. Maybe we want a quicker type of food. I
Yeah.
like that it's still authentic and cheaper.
Yeah. See, I'm not picky. I mean, I eat anything, but one thing that I'll
been told
always
that
get,
about you.
yes, I'll get maybe some etouffee. I'll stay away from Dumonts. I'll probably bring some coffee back for the wife, but I hate those little dough balls. They're just messy and a pain in the ass. So
Uh,
I'll probably skip that.
it's also
Unless you're,
super super touristy. I mean, everybody goes to Cafe Du Monde,
yeah,
which if you've never been, that's one thing. Go once so you can say you did it. But like I've been, it's okay. It's not bad. It's beignets, but whatever. So
yeah. But it's like, and the other thing, I do not like Creole food. I don't like tomato sauce and stuff. Maybe it's a lectin thing. I don't know, but a lot of that food is not not in my wheelhouse or not my flavor profile. So
do you not do like Italian food then?
I do. That's different.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Explain.
I'm very
Oh
confused because
God,
there's a
no.
lot of tomato in Italian food, man.
Yeah, like a lasagna, a hefty lasagna. I prefer that, and I'll eat peasant food like meatballs and stuff with some spaghetti sauce. But a lot of Creole
So it
food is very tomato based. So
so is it a matter of like if you get a sandwich like sliced tomato, you don't dig that, but then like
yeah, it gets things soggy. I don't care for it. I'll pick it off.
okay.
And
I'm
like the little cherry tomatoes that come in the salad. You ever heard
yeah.
of a salad?
Yeah.
They put
I have heard
the
of a salad actually. Thank you. That was good. That was subtle, fucker.
so I always pick those. I'll give them to my wife. Yeah, I don't know. It's just certain things.
Mhm.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I look forward to a weekend of that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Well, it's
Well,
you know what? It'll
at
be.
least
Go ahead.
I was gonna say at least we have separate hotel rooms so that Sean's not pissing in my shower to disinfect it or something like that.
Waffle
Yeah.
waffle showers. Yeah,
What
Oh
is this
God.
waffle shit that I've been hearing of? It's insane. It is
yeah.
insane.
Oh, oh. I've done a lot of crude shit in my life, but I can safely say I've never shat in the shower.
Mm-mm.
That's just
Well,
no,
I mean,
no.
it might be by accident if you after 3 wipes you're still getting some. Jump in the shower.
Well, that's one thing, but like, yeah, no, 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 no. But to actually like on purpose, no.
No,
Oh,
no.
oh, oh. Anyway,
And then if you have corn, and then it's just it's a mess.
see now, Sean, you took it to it's
I
just
know.
a
I'll
extra
stop.
step. That extra step.
I know.
So
I
okay,
know.
so you're looking for non-tomato based food.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Well,
about pizza?
You know
Does
what?
that
I'll
take it
find
out?
something
what
wherever
about
we go.
pizza?
Uh, See, I like the more thin crust with just a little bit of sauce on it, not overwhelming but flavorful. I'll do that.
So like a margarita pizza is not your thing because that's a
Is
lot of
that a lot of
tomato.
sauce?
That's a
Okay.
lot of tomato and basically just cheese and what?
Yeah. No.
Basil, right? Is it basil
I,
or
Yeah,
I think
basil.
so.
yeah,
Basil and
yeah,
lumps of cheese on top.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Why did I open the store?
Doesn't like tomato. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So another one that's real close to our place is the Koshan Butcher. It's charcuterie trays, sausages, sandwiches, that kind of thing. So, we can go get our charcuterie on if we want to.
Those
Isn't that
charcuterie
called the?
boards are just killer prices, though. Like that's a markup on everything.
Oh, of course. But you know what? Maybe they make a nice meat flour. I can appreciate a nice meat flour.
What's a
What
meat
is it?
flour?
Yeah.
Where they take the salami and the meats and they make it into like a little flower shape. I learned how to do that at a charcuterie class one time.
Oh,
It's very
Hey,
elaborate.
Okay, back up. You took a charcuterie?
Fuck yeah, I did. I was newly divorced and I was looking to meet people, and there was me
Oh,
and a
okay.
shit ton of other women. The problem
Got it.
was all these other women were like, I don't know, minimum 25 years older than I was. And they were
Mhm.
very amused at the idea of me sitting there learning to make charcuterie. But by God, I made a very nice charcuterie board.
Yeah. They're just Lunchables for adults, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
nice.
exactly, it's
Nice.
well, and everybody makes it out like it's got to be this elaborate thing. You don't put any real effort. You slice, cheat, and you just throw it all on a fucking board. It's not like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it has to be placed here and this needs to be placed here, and there's no like skill to it. I mean, the making the meat flour, that was a thing, but that's easy. A shot glass and a stack of salami slices, and I can show you how to make a meat flour.
I'll sneak some sausage on the plane, and we'll cut it up, and you can show me how to do it.
There you go. There you go. But then there's a place across the street from that charcuterie place that has barbecue and sandwiches. See, that's the thing. I think there's a lot of sandwich places around. Now there's Joe's Italian Bistro across the street from the convention center, but now that we've established that Sean doesn't like tomatoes, I don't know if an Italian bistro is someplace we can go.
But they have white sauce. I like that.
I bet you do.
That's
Yeah.
what she said.
I don't know. Well, did any? Do you have any other restaurants that have caught your eye that you're like, we need to scope this out?
The only place, I don't know if you like oysters or not. I don't like the slimy ones, but
I
cook,
no, but
if you cook them, if you what is it called? They have it like charcoal grilled. They fry and not fry them. What is it?
Is
You know,
it
they
Oysters
bake
Rockefeller?
I think that's what it is. And they put extra garlic and different things on it. That is good. And they have different places down there. I know one was Acme, and what was the other one
I'm
across
sure
the
they have
street?
something else on their menu other than oysters that I
Oh,
can do.
yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I did. I tried oysters once up in Seattle, and man, there's just a that that is a texture and a thing that I can't do that. I'm not a big seafood guy in general. Growing up in the middle of the country, it's like we don't really get good seafood, so it's one of those things that, beef all day long, but like seafood, eh.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll do like crab and lobster and all that, but I like it to be like in something like lobster mac and cheese. I'll do that.
Mm.
But to crack a lobster, it's a giant fucking bug, and the visual of it disturbs me. And crab legs, I won't crack big crab legs, but I'll do a crab cake all day long. But yeah, but oysters, that's you're talking big old loogies right there, man. I don't know if I can do that. So
What
That's
about
what I was talking
alligator?
about, the rocker. Oh,
I'm,
alligator's good.
They'll have that over there.
I have not tried. Well, yes, I have tried alligator. I tried alligator down at Pulpit Fest, actually. Trey Mack and Ken and I went out to dinner one night in St. Augustine, and we got gator bites. And that was some of the chewiest, just fishy taste. I was not a fan of that. I will admit, I tried it. They watched me. I have witnesses. I'm not a fan of it, but I did try it. So
You're such a big boy.
I
We're
know,
so proud
right?
of you.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, you bust in somebody's balls and you won't eat a tomato.
Oh, I like this. This is good. This is good. Yeah, that's true. I'll eat a tomato. We can eat tomatoes like apples down there. It's like whatever.
No,
Mm.
no, thank you.
Nah, it'll be a good time. I'm sure we'll find plenty of good places to eat, and it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and I just got to get a little bit of work done beforehand, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, I think it's going to be a challenge too to find places to smoke in New Orleans.
I will admit that is definitely. I'm really hoping our hotel doesn't have a problem with outdoor, like on the patio kind of situation, which means fucking outdoors. Come on, is that? I mean, I don't know what the laws are in New Orleans, but like, come on, surely.
Yeah.
Surely.
I got thrown out of Caesars is right downtown also, the casino.
Yeah.
Not even thinking, walking down, it's like, oh, let's go play. Walked in and they're like, oh my God, you think I was selling meth or something. You got to get out of here with that. And it's like, okay, sorry.
Were people okay? So let me ask what were people smoking cigarettes in there?
I think the whole thing is non-smoking.
So it's just completely non-smoking, huh?
Non-smoking,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
interesting,
Hmm.
interesting.
But did they give a list of the couple cigar bars or wherever that is
Yeah,
available? So we'll check that out. But if it's
yeah.
going to be 70, 80 degrees, I'm sitting right here and it's 20 degrees and we just got another foot of snow. So
Oh
I'd rather
God.
be outside. So
Well, I'm in the garage, and I mean it's what is it outside right now? It's 50 degrees outside right now. I mean, granted, I'm in the garage, but it's pleasant. It's fine,
yeah,
And I mean, it's only going to get down in the low 60s at night there, so that's
yeah.
plenty fine to sit outside. It's just a
Put a
matter of whether
sweatshirt
or
on.
not, yeah, it's just a matter of
Yeah,
whether or not anybody at the hotel is going to give a shit. Hopefully not.
yeah.
Um,
And hopefully there's people from, more people, more power type thing. So,
mhm.
oh,
Yeah, they got a
Well,
cigar
that's
conference in town. There's going to be
yeah.
more people than us wanting to smoke out there.
you would
Hmm.
think, and I will say I am curious as to see like if anybody. I found this damn hotel through hotels.com, and it's like 2 blocks from the convention center. But I've been talking to people, and I'm like, "Where are you staying? Where are you staying?" And they're telling me all these places, but nobody is saying where we're staying. So I don't. I mean, somebody else has to be. I can't imagine we're the only ones that found this place, but
Especially for the price. That was the big thing too.
right?
I mean, even the regular hotels that were sponsored by the PCA, they're still
Way more.
260 a night. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, way more. So yeah, no, for the price point, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get there and like Paul's room's gonna be a crime scene or something like that. But
oh, and
we'll
by
we'll
the
see.
hour, it works. So clean sheets extra.
You want a towel? What?
What?
That's
Use
extra,
your
man.
shirt.
Yeah.
Or it comes with a waffle already in the shower.
There you
Oh,
go. Oh, it didn't
we're
stomp it
going to
down
get along
enough.
just fine, Paul.
That's fun.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by Villiger. Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. So, what have you guys been watching, or reading, or listening to?
Well, I'm like you, Nick. Whenever you talk about your shows, we're watching the same stuff. Righteous
Okay.
Gemstones. I checked out already though because this last season is just not doing it for me.
So I am behind on Gemstones. As of the time we're recording this, I have watched the first 2 episodes. I have not watched. I'm behind. There's like at least 2 more that have come out, and I feel like by the time this airs, there will be another one that's come out. So I will admit I have gotten behind on that, but that first episode of this season of Gemstones, where it's back in the Civil War, I'm just like, what in the hell's up with this? But it has to tie in somewhere eventually, and I just don't know where.
I don't know where as well, and I'm like 5 episodes in, so
Yeah. But yeah. Now I did catch up on White Lotus. I'm down to, so I'm caught up as of the time we're recording this. I think I read that that's only going to be an 8-episode season, which means I think this next episode that's going to come out, it technically will have come out the Sunday before this episode of Pulpit airs. I think is going to be the last episode of that season. And God damn, that show, it pisses me off so much because all I want to know is how it got to the shit that happens in the beginning of the first episode. I hate all these characters, and it's just, if somebody were to tell me, like, if somebody were to have told me, like, okay, this is what happens here, here, and here, I would have skipped the last 2 episodes and I just would have been ready for the last episode. But oh my God, I just can't stand these characters.
Sean, do you watch it?
No, I have no idea. What is it on? Netflix or
HBO.
It's on
HBO?
HBO, and
Okay.
it's about a resort. Each season is about a different resort. So like the first season was I think like Hawaii or Maui or something
But
like
it's
that.
all the Four Seasons Hotel,
Yeah.
just in
Okay.
different locations, and it's the actual hotel.
Oh,
And so you have these guests at the hotel, and they're the most vapid, horrible, self-absorbed, just horrific people. And you over the course and every season starts with something happening. And this one, it started off with gunshots and people, something's going on and somebody dies and all this kind of stuff. You don't know who dies. You don't know what's happened. You don't know the buildup. It's just something happens. So then all season long, what you're doing is you're meeting all these people and it's building up to that point that happened in the beginning of the first episode of the season. And so the whole season, you're wanting to know, how did we get here? But you got to go through all this shit with all these characters that, again, they're horrible and you don't like them and you don't want anything to do with them. And this one seems like it's moving particularly slow to where it's like, did we need to do 8 episodes? Maybe we could have just done 6 episodes, and whatever. But oh God, I'm ready for it to be over with.
There's some shock value, right? We can talk about some scenes that are just crazy, but it is rather slow.
Well, okay, yeah. For anybody who hasn't watched it that actually cares to watch it, maybe check out for a minute. But honestly, if you care, if you're watching it, more than likely you're going to know what we're talking about. And you've seen it. The fucking Sam Rockwell scene in episode 5, where he's sitting there with Walton Goggins. And I'll be honest, the only reason I'm even watching this season is Walton Goggins because I like that guy. But he's sitting there and I love Sam Rockwell. But holy shit, he starts going off on this monologue about how, he was drinking and partying and doing drugs all through Thailand and hooking up with Thai women and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, one time, one of them had a penis and this and that. And eventually it gets to the point where he's talking about how he's getting railed by the Thai lady boys and he dug that. And he's talking about getting railed by other guys and all that. And eventually he like goes sober. And I know I just abbreviated the hell out of that, but it was shocking to sit and watch this guy deliver this monologue. And then Walton Goggins is just sitting there having to process this. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
And then what? The next episode, you got a brother.
The older brother, totally different. It's a family that's at the White Lotus, and these people are horrible. The dad is in trouble with like the feds because of some financial scheme that he's involved with, and basically, as soon as he goes back to the States or Thailand, he's going to prison. His wife is played by Parker Posey, and she's just like, oh my God, like she's beyond mindless vapid. And then you've got the daughter who wants to move to Thailand to be a Buddhist. And then there's the 2 brothers, the older brother and the younger brother. And the older brother,
I think one of them is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
The older brother is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, and he is the biggest douchebag and whatever. Well, they end up going on this boat with these 2 women to go to this like full moon party. Well, one of the women wants to sleep with the younger brother. So she drugs both of them and ends up having a 3-way with the 2 brothers and the girl. But like the younger brother jerks off the older brother. And it's like, it's so fucking weird, man. This show, it's horrible. And yet, all I want to know is who shot who in the end. I just want to know who gets shot and who's doing the shooting.
Right now, we're learning who jacked off who. That's the process that we're on.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But let me clean this up a little bit, okay?
Thank you, Paul.
Let me make this a cleaner episode.
Maybe you can sell it, Okay.
Well, I'm gonna move on to another show.
Oh, okay.
I read a book recently about Don Knotts and Andy Griffith. So I've been rewatching the Andy Griffith Show, and that is the opposite of White Lotus.
That is completely the opposite of the White Lotus.
So yeah, it's been very enjoyable and watching it from the beginning after learning their story.
Okay, I was watching The Simpsons during my whole like sickness ordeal because Disney Plus has a thing where it's a live stream where they just run like every episode, back to back to back. And you just plug it, watch some, and like leave and come back later, and it's like however long later. And one of the little cutaway jokes was, who was the guy in the movie Death Wish?
This is Jason
Charles
Statham?
Bronson.
No, what'd you say?
Charles Bronson?
Yes. So they did a joke where, it's like, it's the new Andy Griffith show starring Charles Bronson. And basically, like, he's playing Andy Griffith. And so Don Knotts is like, what happened to blah, blah, blah? And it's like, I shot him. Now I'm heading over to the general store and I'm going to take out that guy too. And it's like, and Don Knotts is like, oh no. Cause like Charles Bronson's going around shooting everybody in Mayberry.
And I may be wrong, but it might have been actually Don Knotts who voiced that. I think he had an episode on The Simpsons.
It was funny as hell. But yeah, so no, that you're right. That's 180 degrees away from the White Lotus. That's for sure.
What are you watching, Shawn? We went with
I do a lot of YouTube during the day, just different like podcasts and different videos and stuff. But I am watching. I'm all caught up right now on 1923, the Yellowstone series.
Yeah,
that's really good. I'm really liking Sheridan stuff. Landman was excellent. I burned through that really quick. And I'm glad they're coming out with a second season on that. And then me and the wife started watching Yellow Jackets. I think it was on Showtime.
I've seen the first season, but I haven't seen anything beyond that.
It's I don't know. It's like kind of like the White Lotus. You just want to get to know how they. So it was like what's the one with Piggy when they throw the rock off the book?
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's building up to that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think there's 3 seasons. We're, I don't know, almost done with the first one, but it's one of those things we do together. So it's it's okay.
Here's the thing. The fact that there's 3 seasons already kind of pisses me off because they're dragging that out way too long because I watched that first season. I haven't watched anything else. So maybe, it gets really good. I don't know. All I know is how long can you deal with these girls trapped in the wilderness?
Yeah.
Like, come on now,
the first season is still doing character development, trying to get their backstory and all that stuff. But, and then some stuff, it's painful, but we'll still go through it. So
I get it. Yeah. I did finish Severance season 2.
Oh, you did?
Have you guys watched that at all?
Yes. I watched the first season.
The second season, man, like it picks up. Like you learn a lot and some shit goes down. But they teed it up for that third season. I'm so glad they got the approval for that third season because if this would have ended the way it ended and there wasn't a third season, I'd have been pissed. So I'm really glad there's a third season.
Did you ever find out what they do down in that building?
Sort of, but I don't want to ruin it.
I was gonna say I don't want to ruin it.
Okay, that's fine.
But kind of. It gets really weird, man. Like the marching band and the
marching band is the best.
It was really good, but the point is, it's weird. Like it's things get weird, but it's an interesting weird. It's not like oh god, why am I watching it? It's like it drew me in. So
unfortunately, I think there's a little bit of what they did with the show Lost, where the writers are kind of just lost as to what to do. What is it exactly that they're doing? I don't even like.
I hope there's a plan.
Questions.
No, to your point, I hope there's a plan. Because if they get to the end of this thing and it's like we've still got all these questions, I'm going to be irritated. But I do hope there's an actual plan to this. What else have I been watching?
Daredevil.
I'm behind on that.
Yeah.
I got behind on everything when I was sick because I did not have the mental capacity to pay attention to anything. Like I was strictly watching Simpsons and Top Gear during that because I just wanted something that I could just turn on, and if I fell asleep during it, because dude, I was sleeping in like 2 hour increments every night. It's like I'd sleep, I'd wake up, I'd sleep, I'd wake up. So like all during the day I'm napping because I just could not get a solid night's sleep. I've only had a solid night's sleep now the last 3 nights. I mean, I'm only just now getting back to that point. And so
I'll say that I say this every time I'm on the show with you. I'm
yeah,
recommending Clarkson's Farm. You're a Clarkson fan.
I
Clarkson's Farm.
know. And I've been seeing lots of clips of it, and I need to buckle down and actually watch that one.
What's the show? I missed it. Clarkston?
Clarkson's Farm. Clarkson's
Clark
Farm. Right?
Clark's.
Clarkson's Farm.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. It's what happened. He got himself a farm, and it's his life operating a farm. And you wouldn't think that would be very interesting, but the clips I've seen, and then Paul's recommending it. Apparently, it's like really, really good.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's a peaceful show. There's no story arc, no climax. It's just a chill show. There's a little bit of conflict, like with city council and stuff like that, but it's mostly just about his farm and the animals there and raising the animals and making food and selling and stuff like that. How hard it is for farmers. You really see how hard it is for farmers, and you get more appreciation for them.
Interesting. I'll have to check that one out. The other one that after watching Ted Lasso, now I feel like I really want to watch Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham. Just because you guys haven't seen it yet. It'll literally come out tomorrow by the time you see it. But when I was talking with Renee from Villiger, we talked a little bit about it. And he said that he's a fan of watching. I call it soccer, but the football. And I told him, I said, man, when we're in New Orleans, you're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to explain the whole like thing to me, because not the game. I mean, I don't need to necessarily know the rules of the game per se, but the fucking leagues and like this and that and how this works, and being relegated to one league and then graduating up to another and this and that makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't understand. I googled it. I guess like countries have their own leagues, and
yeah,
so
every
like
country's got their own league, and basically how it works is the top 3 teams from the minor leagues go to the major leagues, and the bottom 3 teams from the major leagues go to the minor teams. And there's more than just major, minor. There's different levels. And so with Wrexham, the thing about the show is that team keeps on winning, and makes the show awesome because you're rooting for the team and they keep winning. And they can't stage that, right? That's just
yeah.
natural. Is your
But
camera coming in for dramatic effect?
It did there. That was weird. So like that only happens when I'm on Zoom. Zoom must have something with Zoom and the iPad. It's got some sort of thing. It's like dynamic, tracking or whatever. So like it'll follow me. And so like if I lean back, then it leans and does it. Yeah, that was weird, but it makes it look like I've got a fucking cameraman, but I don't. So
yeah, why do you need us?
That
man?
Poor guy.
Why do you need us? You just put this thing on a tripod and.
Because, dude, let me tell you, somebody will walk right into the fucking tripod. If I set up a tripod and I stand in front of it, I can guarantee you someone will be walking and they will just walk right into it, and I'll watch all my shit just hit the ground. That's I just know it. I know it. So you're there to more body block than anything.
Okay.
I
got you.
No, I don't know what we're talking. Oh, soccer. Well then explain. So the United States, then we have what, MLS, and then what? I don't understand.
Yeah, there may not be enough teams here. I don't know if they have I guess they have a minor soccer team or minor soccer league, but we just don't have any soccer athletes here, as many as they have in Spain and France and England. So they need more places to develop, like farm teams in baseball or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They develop players through these leagues.
Okay. Because I know St. Louis, we got our soccer city SC, whatever the fuck, St. Louis I don't know. I don't know the name of it. It's like St. Louis SC
Is it
something.
Sporting Kansas, maybe something like that?
No, I mean they're based in St. Louis. I mean the field is right by Union Station, and it's St. Louis. I feel like it's St. Louis SC, but I have absolutely no idea like what league they're in. I haven't been to any games, but hang on, let's see. St. Louis SC. God damn it, stay
It
signed
could
out.
just be soccer club.
St. Louis City SC. So yeah, it might just be soccer club, but it's MLS. That's what it is. So okay, because then Saturday they're playing the Sporting KC. So yeah, so Saturday night they're playing Sporting KC, and then I guess this past Sunday they played Austin and lost 1-0, and then the 22nd they played Philadelphia.
It's 1-0, isn't it? Not nothing.
1-0.
Nil.
Okay, fine.
I think we've lost about 95% of the audience.
I would say they're like, who gives a shit about soccer? But yeah. Well, let me tell you, there's aside from them and the Blues, I mean, that's the only thing we got going in St. Louis right now because the Cardinals suck. We actually just the other day they set a attendance record at the new Busch Stadium, which I mean it's been there for a little while now, but Busch Stadium 3 set an attendance record for the lowest in-person crowd attendance ever in that new stadium. It's like 21,000.
Whoa.
So yeah, Cardinals are sucking, man. And this is a town that generally the Cardinals can do no wrong, but man, they're not doing great. And
hey, that means cheap tickets. Yeah. Go take your son.
Bingo. It's a good way of getting in if you want to get in cheap. So, of course, I like to do the boxes where you can sit in the air conditioning and the nice seats and get the like hot dogs and whatnot delivered to your room. I mean, that's a good time. I haven't done that in quite a while though.
There's your opportunity right now.
No
$5.
Now, do they have a cigar lounge there?
Boy, I wish. I wish. We're not cool like I don't know. Does Tampa have one? I know they do with their hockey team because the JC Newman people sponsor that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if their baseball stadium does or not.
I know Detroit does. So.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
All right then. Something else. I will say it's interesting. One of the candidates for mayor in St. Louis, she had a meet and greet at one of the cigar lounges here in town, and I was really happy to see that. And she actually ended up winning, so there you go. But I was really happy to see that because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, boy, if she's having a meet and greet at a cigar lounge, maybe she'll actually be, I don't know, friendly to cigar lounges, because I know for a hot minute PCA was chatting with St. Louis about having the trade show at the old Rams Dome in St. Louis, because not like there's much going on there except for XFL Battlehawks, and I guess monster truck rallies every once in a while. But at the time, the mayor that we had in St. Louis, that was never going to happen. So who knows? Maybe we could leave New Orleans after a few years and come to St. Louis, and then I won't have to travel or do anything.
Is PCA at New Orleans next year as well?
I'm pretty sure PCA is locked in for a couple years in New Orleans.
Yeah,
I think.
And then back to Vegas.
Is it back to Vegas then? Fuck. Get shit out of Vegas. I'm sorry. I'm over Vegas at this point. Everything. You were just out there, Shawn. I mean, it's so damn expensive.
It is. But I mean, depending on what you're doing, you can always find something different to do. Remember, you showed that one picture. You were in Chinatown. Mm-hmm. We went there to that tiki bar and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you can find different things to do. So.
But with the hotels, I mean, by the time you pay the resort fees and this and that and whatever, you're already like in deep before you even get going with anything. Meals and everything is so damn expensive. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've actually gambled out there for the most part. I mean, I played a little bit of slots this time just for shits and giggles, but like by and large, it's just a different experience post COVID. I feel like they at least initially were trying to recoup some of the money they lost out there during COVID, and then they just kind of kept everything expensive.
Yeah.
My opinion. I don't know. So,
well, I mean, being out there, and we did a lot of gambling out there. So and it was March Madness, the second week. So it was,
that's true.
yeah. So there was a lot of things going on, and really, it's going to be $20 for a quick meal wherever you go. You know, even if you get a pizza or something, depending on where you find it. But we usually try to go on the cheap, because I hate spending crazy money for a hamburger.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Yeah, that's true. So, well, does anybody else have anything else for the Villiger report? No.
No, good.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking on your cigars? I'm almost done with my Romeo here, and it's my typical Romeo Reserva Nicaragua, man. It's got that spice, it's got that nice earthiness to it. It's a fine cigar. I dig it. It's one of my normal, drive-in cigars and just kind of regular rotation things when I can get them. So,
Aladino Cameroon, the performance is always there. And if I want a cigar that I don't have to fiddle with, I don't have to relight, it will smoke well every single time. Aladino.
there you go. Did you try
Yeah.
the Cameroon Reserva?
I have
Yeah,
not yet.
You
It's
have
good.
not.
No.
Well, all right then. All right. Let me think about it. I may have seen one of those rattling around in the humidor the other day. I mean, because they're
Oh, I
hard to
didn't have
find.
one either. Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, I know you.
Dry bag weasel. Yeah.
I know you did. You did. You were just saying that it was good. I
It was
heard
good.
you.
It was really
I
good.
was saying, I'm like, wait a minute. I fucking heard you say it was good.
Yeah. I'm
um,
nubbing the Mayflower Dusk. I mean, there was a couple. I mean, we were talking and not really paying a lot, but I picked up a
yeah,
couple of flavor note changes as we went through, and I'm nubbing it. So it's a good box buy.
love it,
Pleased with
love
it.
it. Now that's the Michael Knowles brand, correct?
Yeah.
Now, did you tell me that he listens to this show?
He, I heard that he mentioned it when I was talking with him, and just a nice guy. I mean, take politics out of it. He
Yeah.
is. Um, he was just so he was next how he got into the business, having a podcast, and he did a cigar review for Nick Malone, and
Okay.
submitted it to, I forgot what company he's with, but submitted it to him, and then at his booth right next door was Nick Malone, and then his cigars are made in what was it, Olivier, what's the
Oliva.
big brand?
Oliva.
Oliva,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're made there, and they were next to him. So, and he was kind of not a little bit of a. I think he was a little starstruck, meeting
Yeah.
these people for the first time. But he gets the culture of cigars, and it was just great. I mean, I talked to him for about 10, 15 minutes about possibly talk to him at the PCA. He's going to be there, I think, on Saturday and Sunday, maybe. But yeah,
Okay.
he said he listens to the show because I said Cigar Pulpit, and he goes, "Oh, I listened to that." He goes, "I don't watch it on YouTube or anything, but I listen to it, when I'm driving or flying or doing
I'll be
everything."
damned. I'll
Yeah,
be damned. All right. Well, you never know who listens. That's the interesting thing. I find out all kinds of things about that shit.
yeah.
Like Trey Mac was telling me about a shop he popped into one time, and he's he's talking to these guys, or the owner, and all of a sudden these two old boys are like, "Wait, we know you," and he goes, "What?" And he's like, "We know you," and he's like, "I've never been in here before," and they're like, "No, you're the cat who doesn't believe in the moon." And he's like, "There's only one place that they could have heard that," and it's like all of a sudden he's talking to him about the fucking moon and all this kind of shit, and it's like, I'll be damned. So yeah, it's funny when you encounter somebody and it's like, I'll be damned, they actually listen. So
Yeah.
whatever. So, well, gentlemen, I'm looking forward to PCA. This is going to be a good time. And it'll be. I hate that when you get that little bit of tobacco gunk. You know, I cut my cigar. You just
The
get those little.
rainwater.
You get those little flakes, those little flakes of tobacco
Oh,
there that just kind of come out, and it's like, bleh. Anyway, yeah. So, No, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a really good experience for everybody, and I think we're going to have a really fun time. So
Yeah, and Nick asked everybody what they want to hear. Do you guys want to hear the standard stuff from these cigar manufacturers, or do you want to hear kind of more the adventures and off the wall questions and interesting stuff? And I think that's the angle that Nick wants to take. And I know I get bored sometimes, but we'll definitely try to ask some interesting questions and keep you guys entertained and not just give you the regular stuff. It'll definitely be interesting to find out what's different about this one in New Orleans than the Las Vegas from the manufacturer's point of view.
that's true. That's a good question to ask. Is kind of yeah, what's the difference? And then also, I mean, obviously, unless things change between now and then, I do think the tariffs are going to be the topic of conversation on that show floor with everybody. I think everybody's going to be talking about that, trying to figure out the logistics of how to handle that. But I want to, I put it out to you two that I want to come up with some fun off the wall questions to ask these manufacturers. I want to rock them back on their heels a little bit. Like everybody's going to walk up to them and be like, "Oh, tell me about the Grand Reserva. Tell me about the anniversary, blah, blah, blah," and all that. It's like, I want to come up and just be like, God, I don't know. I can't even come up with one off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I want something that's going to make them sit back and be like, "Whoa, how do I answer that?"
Yeah, like Sean Evans from Hot Ones always has awesome questions. Maybe
he does.
We can come up with something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do quite the deep dive into each one of their personalities like they do. I'm impressed with the Hot Ones questions, actually.
Yeah, and when you can shock a celebrity who's been answering interview after interview questions type stuff, and you get a good question in, they really appreciate you a lot more for doing your research and
for
making
sure.
them enjoy themselves when they're answering these questions as well.
And we won't be shoving hot wings down their throat.
No, but
we
maybe
could
we'll shove some tomatoes down Sean's throat.
We could get like a Ziploc bag, fill it with some hot sauce and some wings, and just be like, "All right, here's one. You got to eat this and answer this question."
That's great. Maybe we can buy those chips. They have like the spicy chip challenge.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody would go for that.
Yeah, it will ruin their entire show, but it'll be awesome.
It would be funny. we'd be memorable. Everybody would remember the pulpit after that. That's for damn sure. Just be like, blew my fucking palate at PCA. Thanks to those assholes. But yeah.
I had to waffle in the shower later on.
Not on purpose. It just happened. Oh, Lord. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time out. I'm really looking forward to the show.
Thanks for inviting us.
Me too. Yeah, thank you.
And I really want to thank Paul and Sean for taking time out of their evening to talk with me and to preview PCA. And I really want to thank them for coming down to PCA and helping me out. It's nice to have some backup for something like this. Like we've said, this is my first time going to PCA. Everybody's telling me, "Oh my gosh, you're going to need help." And so it's nice that I had a couple of really solid guys, step up to help and assist with that. So again, I really want to thank them for taking time out to do that. Let's go ahead and do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. So today we are going to talk about Desmond Doss. And he was a medic in World War II who saved 75 men during the Battle of Okinawa without carrying a weapon. He refused to carry a weapon or kill another human being due to his religious beliefs. He didn't even touch a firearm during training. This made him the target of ridicule and abuse by fellow soldiers who thought he was a coward, but he insisted on serving not just in combat or not in a combat role. He wanted to save lives, not take them. And the Battle of Okinawa was one of the bloodiest of World War II. Key location was a sheer 400-foot cliff named Hacksaw Ridge. And Doss's unit was ordered to scale the cliff and take the ridge. And during the brutal battle, many American soldiers were wounded and left behind when troops were forced to retreat. And instead of retreating with them,
Dawes stayed behind alone under constant enemy fire and carried wounded men one by one to the edge of the cliff. He then lowered them down on a rope sling that he rigged himself, and he saved 75 soldiers in over about 12 hours. He was wounded multiple times during the war. He was the first conscientious objector to receive the Medal of Honor, and the 2016 film Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson and starring Andrew Garfield, is actually based on his story. So, be like Desmond Doss and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. And now, since it's Friday, that means it's time for a Pinky Fun Fact.
Hey, it's your girl Pinky. Ready for a fun fact? The Haunted Mansion at Disneyland is the most popular place for guests to dump the ashes of their loved ones. This has been Pinky, and I'll be back next time with more fun facts.
I guess we're adding ghosts to the Haunted Mansion by doing so, but I would think that Disney would definitely frown upon that if caught. I can't imagine they're cool with that, but yeah, that's gross. That's gross, but anyway, I am available on social media at Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group, and I'm on Twitter /X. You can watch the show on Rumble, YouTube, and if you use Spotify, I do Spotify video as well, so you can watch us on there. Otherwise, get your calls in by calling the hotline at area code 863-874-0000. Get your calls, questions, concerns, whatever in for an Ask the Pulpit episode. Like I said, that's area code 863-874-0000. Otherwise, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Stay safe and stay smoky, and we will see you on the other side of PCA. Take it easy, everybody.